You want me to see how I got around? That's a fine. Shoot him. Shoot him down. Get him down. Roger that. Fox 212, if I'm using Fox 212. So you go, what's that?
Welcome everybody to the Fox 3 Phoenix channel. I'm your host Govinator, and today you are seeing the I always want to say it's a Saab 37. It is a Saab 37, but it's the AJ-37 Viggen. And look at that heads-up display. God, we never have a heads-up display. We only have a gun sight. This channel, you know, if you haven't been paying attention, I go through everything chronologically. And next up is the Viggen. Even though technically I should have gone to the Mirage F1 first, I preferred to go to the Viggen just because I knew that the systems in the I believe the systems in the Mirage are a little bit more advanced in terms of air-to-air capability, which is what I hold as the highest regard. Anyways, besides the point, and they came out within a year of each other, so they're basically about the same. So anyway, we're on a mission today. This is we're a part of a UN coalition and we are near Georgia in the Russian border. And Russia has just officially declared war and has started invading the Georgian border. And I'm part of a small peacekeeping force that has F-5s being used as air cover and Viggens being used as air-to-ground attacks. So the time frame for this would be in the early 80s, late 70s, if you will. I'm just checking out my ground radar here, getting everything set up. Let's see, I've got it on nav mode. We're staying low to the ground because the Viggen, what does it do? Why is it good? The Viggen is a high-speed, low-level air-to-ground fighter. We're a part of the Viggen being an air-to-ground fighter. Why do I say that? Because all of its armament is basically air-to-ground stuff. It's got high drag bombs, low drag bombs, rockets, the whole kit and caboodle. Anti-ship missiles, actually, which are really cool and a pain to figure out, but I'm working on them. And honestly, using this radar is a pain, but it's amazing for what it was, right? It's an early 70s radar. And honestly, really probably late 60s technology, which was when radar was really in its infancy and starting to be developed. They did a pretty good job. The Swedish, this is a Swedish plane. It's different than every other plane, which makes it complicated. But once you figure it out, it's actually really simple. And in that regard, it's actually a very easy to use airplane. Starting it up takes no time, and once you figure it out, it's really easy to use. It does require you to go actually figure it out, though. Anyways, the reason I also say it's an air-to-ground fighter is because it only has Fox 2 capabilities. I mean, I was really hoping there'd be some Fox 1s. We've only had that with the MiG-21, and it was kind of a joke. It's not a joke, but it's just, if you have a pulse, you can dodge those missiles. So it kind of stinks, right? Like, unless I make the bad guys dumber than a box of rocks and fly basically straight and level, if you jink at all within reason, you'll be able to dodge those missiles. So it basically is only good for taking out big, heavy bombers or other planes. So anyway, point is, Viggen is an air-to-ground fighter. It does have, if you let it, it does have a decent amount of missiles if you load it all the way up. It can have up to 6 of them. But today we only have 2 Sidewinders just to protect us in case someone gets through our F-5 air cover. We're going to go take out this air base that the Russians just took over, and they're using it to base their attack force. And it's not actually the Russians, it's the Soviet Union. So the Soviet Union today is flying MiG-21s and MiG-23s. And then they have Sukhoi 17s at their disposal if needed. But hopefully we don't find any of those. And like I said, hopefully just the F-5s cover us. And they never know we were there until it was too late. You can see we're flying low above the ground. And I love finally having a heads-up display. I have waypoints as opposed to actually having to figure out everywhere I have to go, which I've done up till now. And it's a good thing. I don't regret it. But it's like, man, it's just cool having autopilot and waypoints and something that kind of gives me a little more information instead of just a gun sight. All good, though. Paying attention to our fuel, we're at 105%. The reason I said 105% is because if you take a fuel tank, which we did, you can get up to about 120% roughly. And so the first 20%, right, is just the fuel tank. And since we're in a combat situation, I'm ready to ditch that because I don't care if it costs the taxpayer an extra couple dollars. I've got my life on the line here, and if I drop that tank, I can pick up a few MPHs or knots. And really, I can pick up a lot because this thing's actually a very fast fighter. So, anyways, that's the whole scenario going on. Just looking at everything, we're looking good. I know the airfield's out in that direction. This waypoint will take me there. I've loaded it up so that way when it switches from B3 to M5, it'll be M for attack. Don't ask me why M is attack. That's Swedish. I just work here. So B is just another waypoint. So you can see we're right above these buildings. We're totally making everybody mad. It's fine. It's fine. They're fine. Everybody's good. Everybody's happy. And we're going to go drop some high drag bombs, my wingman and I are, over their airport and hopefully wreck a lot of stuff. I don't know what's there. We don't know. But they do have some air assets there. And at the very least, they won't be able to store them there. We're not going over the runway, we're going over the aircraft storage area. That is the mission objective. My commander gave it to me. Don't ask me why. He doesn't want to hit the runways. He wants to hit the storage area, so that's what we're doing, dang it. Alright, so we're getting closer, You can see from the display that we're almost to this waypoint. At Mach 0.73, and it went around. Alright, so here we go. We're now going to B4. This is the staging waypoint. Where after this we are going to the attack waypoint. Wingman, don't see him, making sure everything is in the right position. Okay. Alright, I'm putting the burners on. We were at Mach 0.72, and we already are at Mach 0.73 and climbing. Right off the deck. Mach 0.77. Now, this is only stage 1 burner. Keep in mind, there are 3 stages of burners, so we're just using stage 1 just because I want to get closer to the limit of Mach 1. It's hard for planes to break Mach 1 on the deck. I mean, don't get me wrong, they can do it, especially modern fighters. Obviously, it's not hard for them. But for the older fighters, it's more difficult. I'm not going to try and pretend like it's impossible. But it's definitely very difficult when they're fully loaded with fuel, heavy bombs, a fuel tank, all that stuff. You know, we got sidewinders as well. Point is, this is a very fast plane in my opinion. Mach 0.84. And here comes the final nav point. Let's do it. Alright. Trying to get my buddy to engage the ground target. Doesn't seem to want to play ball. Alright, so we're moving in. We are literally heading towards the base right now. We're going to make one pass. That's it. We drop our bombs and we get the heck out of there. We're at Mach 0.85, 0.86, something like that. Right off the deck. These people below me are so mad from the noise. make... Alright, you can see the runway extending from the left to the right in the distance. I switched over to attack mode. You can see that bottom dot is where the beginning salvo will land, and the top dot is where the last salvo will land. So I'm going to try and line these up in the middle of this storage area. Here we come, here we come. Pickle. Oh boy, hopefully I get him. Let's get the heck out of here. Oh, we damaged some serious amount of stuff.
Springfield 3, IP inbound.
Oh, I think we did a good job. You'll see on the replay footage if that's true. Let's get the heck out of here now. Full burner, go, go, go. Oh man, I hope my wingman helps me out, or is he just going to stand there and... I don't know, I don't see him, so hopefully he's actually doing stuff. I have to turn to the left here like I did, because there's supposed to be a SAM site up north. They haven't had time to fully deploy their SAMs. Alright, apparently we did what we came here to do, which was blow those things up. So we had good effect. That's obviously perfect. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's what we did. Alright, well, I'm not going to waste your time on the flight back, because that's, you know... Oh, something else got blown up. Anyway, I'm not going to waste your time on the flight back unless something cool happens. Otherwise, you can assume we got this one. Alright, welcome back. Here we are, flying over our airport right now. Well, we're about to fly over our airport.
Runway 25, departure altitude.
Let's bring our speed down. As you can see, we are on the downwind right now.
Cobble Eddy, Springfield 1-1, request landing.
Turning base very slowly.
Cobble Eddy, Springfield 1-1, request landing.
Alright, we're on base. Just trying to bring things down because we're going way too fast to pop the gears, and the flaps obviously. I love these auto flaps. I don't have to worry about flaps anymore. It's just nice. Return and final. We're at Mach 0.45, otherwise known at about a little over 500 kilometers per hour, which is slow enough I can start putting the gear down. Because it lands at like 250, like that's our stall speed. So, you know, we gotta, you know, these Gen 3 planes are marginally better flight characteristics than our Gen 2. And the real big thing with Gen 3 is they had radars. That's like, I mean, useful radars, not just the, like, oh, I have a radar gun sight, like the F-86. I get commenters who are like, why don't you use the gun sight? It's pretty, has a radar gun sight. Yeah, no, it's awful, man. The gun sight is terrible. I'd much rather just use manual shooting. Coming in. Alright, there we go. Cutting power. Got a little bit of a crosswind here, that's why I was steering to the right. Alright, let's let her come down on her own. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Almost perfect. Not quite. We weren't down the center of the runway, but you know, we let the nose gear come down on its own. Hitting full thrust reverser because I'm actually getting close to the end of the runway here. Whoops. But that's the cool thing about the Viggen is it's meant to land on short fields, and with this thrust reverser, you just saw that. I didn't use the brakes at all. Just the thrust reverser. So, anyways, guys, that's what the Viggen does. Takes off, kicks butt, goes fast, drops bombs, and is Swedish, and has a thrust reverser. So, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. This is your host, Governor of the Fox 3 Phoenix channel. I'll see you on the next one.